A true story of spiritual awakening, struggles, and guidance. Since I started dreaming and listening to polite voice within, things in my life began to change. I was reading books and felt that a voice inside me was guiding every step I took. That's how I found myself working at a call center. I had already stopped writing and wanted to focus on working, because there was a voice that kept speaking to me. At the call center, we were selling holiday packages. I struggled to make any sales. I would always spend lunch alone, reading my book, then go home. Everyone looked at me strangely, maybe because of the way I dressed, and I couldn't connect with anyone. Every month I only received a basic salary. My manager always motivated me, but still, I couldn't make sales. In July, I met a man named Sia who worked at Vodacom. We met at the train station while he was handing out pamphlets. We exchanged numbers and started dating. One day, I went to visit him, planning to return the next day. We agreed to meet at the mall, but he was delayed by a staff meeting and told me to come inside the shop. When I arrived, the manager there turned out to be my cousin's baby mama. She immediately started making noise, saying, "Amanda, is it really you who keeps calling? Is this your man, Sinelli? Let me tell you, he has many girlfriends all around the mall. I will call Mam Kulu and tell her to phone your mother so you won't stay with this guy," she shouted in front of everyone. That day, for the first time in my life, I stood up for myself. I told her, I am old enough to make my own decisions. If you want, call my mother, I don't care. I walked out. Embarrassed but proud that I had spoken up in front of so many people. Sinelli followed me outside and said, "The manager is lying. Can't you see from her eyes that she's high? She doesn't drink or smoke. I know her." I decided to go to my friend Cindy's place to sleep over. Sinelli begged me, admitting that he used to behave that way before, but since he met me, he had stopped. We made up and went to his place. For a while, things were okay. Still, for 3 months at work, I made no sales. Sinelli started to stress me out too. He was drinking, hanging out with friends all the time, and it was too much for me. By the end of October 2018, I resigned from my job and broke up with him. Soon after, I found out that I was pregnant. We ended up fixing things because of the pregnancy. My pregnancy went smoothly. I spent most of my time with my friends. On June 10, 2019, I gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. In August, I heard a voice inside me saying, "Download gospel music." I resisted at first, saying I don't listen to gospel, but the voice kept insisting. Eventually, I downloaded the Joyous Celebration album. In the first week of October, while holding my baby, another voice inside me said, "Drop the baby." It kept repeating, urging me to put her down roughly. But then a polite voice interrupted and said, "Listen to the gospel now." I obeyed, and immediately the other voices disappeared. The next morning, my mom brought me breakfast. As I looked at the walls of my room, I felt strange and started asking myself, why are there walls like this here? Who brought me to this place? Then I heard my baby crying and asked, "Whose baby is this next to me?" I panicked, ran to the toilet, and cried. The polite voice returned and said, "Listen to the gospel on your phone, and you will remember who you are." The same voice gave me daily instructions. From today you will wake up at 6 a.m., start exercising, and you will eat at 12 p.m. Once the baby is asleep, read the Bible. Do this every day. I followed those instructions until the last week of October. In the second week of October, while doing my hair, the hairdryer broke. I went to fix it at a man named Andel's place in my neighborhood. He was with another older man, Baba Gumid. I sat down, and suddenly I felt heat all over my body. I started crying and then collapsed. I lost consciousness, and all I could feel was my heartbeat pounding in the darkness. I couldn't see or move, just the sound of my heart beating. I then heard Baba Gumid praying. From far away, I felt him pouring water on me. Slowly, I gained consciousness. When I woke up, he said, "You have evil spirits that were put inside you." I was confused, not understanding what he meant. He then took something from his bag and told me, "Go in steam, bath with icy washo, and then you will be free."